Hey there, language learners. Welcome to today's English lesson. We're going to dive into some cool expressions that'll help you talk about tricky situations. You know, those moments when life gets a bit complicated? Yeah, we've all been there. By the end of this video, you'll have 8 new phrases to describe these tough spots. Ready? Let's jump right in. Let's start with our first expression, in a fix. This phrase is all about being in a difficult or an awkward situation that's not easy to get out of. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. When you're in a fix, you're facing a problem that doesn't have an easy solution. Let's look at some examples. I forgot my wallet at home, and now I can't pay for lunch. I'm really in a fix. The car broke down in the middle of nowhere. We were in a real fix. I'm in a fix. I accidentally deleted the presentation I need for tomorrow. Now, why don't you try make sentences with these new phrases and put them down in the comments? I'd love to see what you come up with. It will help you remember these phrases better. Now, let's move on to our next expression, which is similar but has its own unique meaning. Our second expression is in a rut. When you're in a rut, you're stuck in a boring or unpleasant situation, especially one that's hard to change. It's like a 9-to-5 boring job. You are stuck into that boring routine, doing the same thing each day. Here are some examples to help you understand better. I've been doing the same job for 10 years. I feel like I'm in a rut. Tom's been in a rut since his breakup, just staying at home every weekend. We always eat at the same restaurant. Let's try something new. I'm tired of being in a rut. So, being in a rut means you're stuck in a routine or situation that's become dull or unsatisfying. It's often used when talking about work, relationships, or lifestyle habits that need a change. Next up, we have the phrase, in a pickle. Now, this fun expression means you're in a difficult situation or have a difficult problem to solve. It's similar to being in a fix, but it often has a slightly less serious tone. When you're in a pickle, you're usually dealing with a tricky or awkward situation that you need to figure out. Here are some examples for everyday talk. Oops! I forgot my boss's birthday. Now I'm in a pickle. I'm in a pickle. I lost my phone and can't remember any phone numbers. Lisa's in a pickle because she can't decide which college to attend. In short, being in a pickle means you're facing a challenging situation that requires some clever thinking to resolve. Now, let's talk about being in a jam. This expression is quite similar to being in a pickle. When you're in a jam, you're in a difficult situation or facing a problem that's hard to solve. It means that you're stuck or trapped in some way and need help or a clever solution to get out of it. Here are some examples to help you understand better. I'm in a jam, my car won't start, and I have an important meeting in 30 minutes. The team is in a jam because their star player is injured right before the big game. Sarah's in a jam because she accidentally sent an email to the wrong person. Isn't it a great way to describe those moments when you feel stuck and need to find a way out? All right, let's keep going and explore our next expression. Next up is in the doghouse. This phrase has nothing to do with actual dogs or houses. When someone is in the doghouse, it means they're in trouble or out of favour with someone, usually because of something they've done wrong. It's often used in relationships or at work when someone has upset or disappointed others. Let's look at some examples. Ryan forgot his wedding anniversary. He's definitely in the doghouse now. I'm in the doghouse at work because I missed an important deadline. I accidentally deleted my wife's favourite TV show. Looks like I'll be in the doghouse for a while. So, in the doghouse is a playful way to describe those uncomfortable situations when you've messed up and need to make amends. Let's move on to our next expression, in over one's head. This expression is used when someone is involved in a situation that is too difficult or complex for them to handle. It's like being in water that's too deep. You're struggling to keep your head above water. When you're in over your head, you feel overwhelmed and unsure how to manage the situation. Here are some great examples for everyday use in conversations. I took on this project, but now I realise I'm in over my head. I'm in over my head trying to plan this wedding by myself. Peter's in over his head with his home renovation project. He should have hired professionals. Don't you think it's a great way to express feeling overwhelmed or out of your depth in a situation? Now, let's dive into our next expression, which continues the water theme. Expression number 7. In deep water. This phrase is similar to being in over one's head, but it often refers to a more serious or dangerous situation. When you're in deep water, you're facing serious trouble or difficulties that are hard to get out of. It's like being far from the shore where the water is deep and potentially dangerous. Let's look at some examples. The company is in deep water after the scandal was revealed. John realised he was in deep water when the police showed up at his door. The student was in deep water after being caught cheating on the final exam. So, being in deep water means you're in a seriously troublesome or dangerous situation. It's often used for more severe problems compared to our earlier expressions. All right, we're almost done. Let's move on to our final expression. Expression number 8. Up the creek. This phrase is often used as part of the longer saying, up the creek without a paddle, but it's common to hear just the first part. When you're up the creek, you're in a difficult situation with no easy way out. It's like being in a boat on a creek without any means to steer or move. In short, you're stuck and in trouble. Here are some examples. Sara's up the creek because she spent all her money and rent is due next week. The company is up the creek after losing its biggest client. I forgot to save my essay and it's due tomorrow. I'm really up the creek now. It's a colourful way to describe those moments when you feel stuck and unsure how to proceed. And there you have it. We've explored 8 fantastic expressions to help you talk about those tricky situations life throws at us. Remember, learning a language is all about practice. So try using these expressions in your conversations and see how they fit. Don't worry if you don't get it perfect right away. That's all part of the learning process. Thanks for joining me today. Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep having fun with English. Until next time, this is your name signing off. Stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next lesson.